Okay, lesson 10 deals with loans. One way to borrow money is to get a loan. And with most loans, you have to pay interest. Interest is calculated daily and paid monthly. Loans are either secured or unsecured. A secured loan requires collateral. So you might have an asset like a car or property that you would put up as collateral. And then if you don't pay the loan, then the lender can take that property from you to get their money back. So the chart shows information about different types of loans. Personal loans can be unsecured or secured by collateral. Usually you can use them for whatever you want, so there's no restrictions. The interest is paid monthly. You see the difference is that an unsecured loan has higher interest than one that is secured. Another thing you can do is you can go to those places and get a payday cash advance. Okay, so it's again secured by collateral, and that's intended for if you need things before you actually get paid before payday. Once again, interest is paid monthly and it's very, very high. And usually there's some minimum requirements, like you have to borrow so much from them. You can't go in and borrow $10. There's usually a minimum amount you can borrow. Student loans, those are used for tuition or for expenses when you're going to college or university. The interest is paid monthly, but you don't have to start paying until you graduate from university or college. The interest rates are quite low, but you just have to be enrolled in some sort of post secondary school. You can get a car loan. It's secured by the vehicle. So if you don't pay your payments, then they'll come and take the vehicle away from you. It's intended for the vehicle. Interest is paid monthly, and usually the interest rates are fairly low. You can also get an RRSP loan. So what that is for is when you're getting close to the end of the year and you don't have a lot of money saved for an RRSP, you can borrow money to buy an RRSP. Now, the thing about an RRSP that's nice is that you get a tax deduction by buying RRSPs. So, in some cases, you'll get a higher return back on your income tax if you have purchased RRSPs. So, that's what some people will do. They don't have the money saved, they'll take out a loan to buy an RRSP, and then when they get their return back from the government, they'll go in and pay off that loan. So those are some different types of loans. So the first example, Doug wants a secured loan to start his own painting business. He will use his car as collateral. The bank will loan Doug 75% of his car's equity, which is worth $45,000, but he still owes $1,500 on it. So how much will the bank lend Doug? So it's 75% of his equity. The equity is the value of his car less any money owing on it, which is where the $1,500 comes in. So if we're going to figure out the equity, we take the value of the car of 45,000 and subtract the outstanding amount he has left to pay on it, which is 1,400. So that'll give us 43,500. That's the equity that he has in the car. And the bank will give him 75% of that. So we need to find 75% of 43,500. So remember, to do this, you change the percent to a decimal, 0.75 times 43,500. So we'll go to our calculator to figure this out. $32,625. So that's how much the bank will loan him to start his painting business. So we first had to find the equity in the car, the value minus what he owed, and then take 75% of that. That's the information we were given. Okay. Brittany is borrowing $3,200 for 6 months. She has good credit. What type of loan should she get? And justify the answer. Well, the best thing to do would be get a personal loan, the second type, right? Because she has good credit, she probably wouldn't have any problem getting a loan. And so hopefully she has something to put up as collateral. And the reason this is better is because the interest is low, as opposed to the first type, which is unsecured, where the interest is high. So it'd be best for her to get a secured personal loan because the interest rate is lower. Okay, so that's why that would be better. Example 4 says a 3-year personal loan of $8,300 at 6.5% compounded semi-annually results in monthly payments of $254.06. Determine the total amount that's to be repaid to the bank. So here's how this would be done. This person is going to make monthly payments for 3 years. It says a 3-year loan of $8,300 results in monthly payments of $254.06. So those payments of $254.06 will be made monthly, which is 12 times a year for 3 years. So again, it's 12 because you're paying 12 times a year. That's every month for a year. But then that's done for 3 years. We're told it's a 3-year personal loan. So we need to multiply those three numbers together to get the total amount that would be paid over the term of the loan, which is 9146.16. So that's the total amount that's going to be paid back, but they only borrowed 8,300. The difference is because of the interest, which is what B is asking us. What is the interest paid? So you're going to take the total amount that's going to be paid over the 3 years and then subtract the amount that was borrowed. The difference is the interest. So 9146.16, take away the 8,300 that was borrowed, 846.16 is the difference. That is the interest. That's what the bank gets for loaning the money. Okay, example 5 says Lisa's buying a new Hyundai Santa Fe for $28,500. After trading in her current vehicle, she needs to borrow another $18,500. Her payments are $353.40 per month for 5 years. So how many payments will she make? Well, she's going to make monthly payments, so 12 payments a year for 5 years. So 12 times 5 is 60. She'll make 60 payments on that vehicle before it's paid off. So that's what part A is asking. How many payments will she make? 12 a year, because it's monthly, for 5 years. To find the total amount of interest she will pay, we'll have to take the $353.40, the amount of her monthly payments, and multiply by 60, because she's going to make 60 payments. We calculated that in part A. And this will give us the total amount that she's going to pay over the life of the loan. She will pay $21,204, which is more than what she borrowed, $18,500. The difference is the interest. The interest is the difference between what she paid and what she borrowed. So the 21,204 minus the 18,500 is 2,704 in interest. So then the total cost of the SUV will be the original cost of 28,500 plus the interest that she paid on the loan, $2,704. If you add those two together, that would be the easiest way to get the total cost of the vehicle. $31,204. Now, in some cases, there's certain times of the year that some of the car dealerships offer 0% interest. So you don't have to pay any interest. Right? But you still have to make your payments on the vehicle every month. But if you get lucky, sometimes, certain times a year, they will offer 0 interest. Question D says, Lisa's SUV retains 80% of its value each year. Approximately what would her vehicle be worth after the first year? So to do this, we take the $28,500, which was what the vehicle was worth when she bought it, and we multiply by 0.8. And that'll give us what that vehicle is worth after the first year. It's worth $22,800 after the first year. So that's how you calculate. That's called depreciation. This is saying that the vehicle depreciated 20% in that year. It maintained 80% of its value, so it lost 20% of its value. And that's called depreciation. Okay, so that's it for this chapter. I'll hand out the assignment that you should work on, do some practice, and check the answers on Google Classroom. I'm also going to hand you out the review assignment for the chapter, and you'll have Monday's class to work on it as well because Tuesday is your test. So if you can do everything in the review assignment, you'll be fine for the test on Tuesday. If you're not sure how to do some of that stuff, you